Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, family, ghouls, and other creatures of the night. My name is Rena, the storyteller, and I welcome you all to Red Center by Night. A little warning. In this episode, there will be mentions and conversations of depression, mental health issues, different types of abuses, human trafficking, and gambling. If you are currently suffering an emergency, please contact 000 or your nearest local emergency contact. Feel free to skip this episode if you don't feel comfortable. Check links down below for relevant helplines for Australian residents. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sins against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen. The bell tolls. Within this quiet morning, it's quite gloomy. The sun is barely seen, peeking through the heavy clouds in the sky. Yet we see a procession of people wearing black, moving down a path amongst all the headstones of the cemetery. We see children, women, men crying, wiping away their tears as they slowly move their procession down this road. And as the coffin is being lowered into the ground, amongst the sea of black, we see one figure wearing red from head to toe. As she stands in the middle of this crowd and gives a little smile before turning away and disappearing into the crowd. Now, with that said, shall we begin our story? We begin this session within one of the very few mansions within Alice Springs. It is a mansion in Cromwell Drive that's currently undisturbed. Well, mostly. It looks undisturbed from the outside, but within the insides, there is a gathering of people. We see Victoria Hardestat welcome each and every one of her guests into the meeting room. Because tonight, we have a very important meeting to have. First, we see Florence, the leader of the Anarchs, the Baron, the only Baron of the Anarchs in this country. Florence, can you explain what you look like tonight?
Yes, well, I've just come in on riding my hog, so I'm a little dusty, I have to say. But I'm wearing my hair up messily. I'm looking basically like this. I've got the Currawong feathers of my native favorite bird back from Perth, strung across my shoulder. Maybe it was once my companion, but after it fell, I wanted to keep it close to my heart. And covered in chains. You never know when one might come in handy, so you got to have them around your person to deal with certain situations that may arise.
Of course, it's always good to be ready. So please, welcome.
It's good to be here, Victoria. I'm a little confused about what precipitated such a hasty travel to this place.
Did you not receive my message?
Well, yes, but it didn't say much.
Well, it's about the growing threats to this country for us. But
Yeah.
I think it's best to converse about it once the others get in here.
Sure. I mean, threats are all relative, really, aren't they?
I didn't expect the Baron to be the first one in here, honestly. Thought you'd be last.
Well, I like to be timely.
Next up, coming in, we see, of course, the one and only Prince of Sydney.
Of course.
The infamous Prince Sarrasine walking into this meeting room.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. You want me to come in?
Yes. Prince Sarrasine, explain what you look like tonight.
Not like my usual self. Obviously, I was a bit in a hasty leave. Couldn't put on my nice bright yellow suit, so I had to be a bit dressed down. Look a bit frustrated.
Okay. Frustrated is understandable. Yes, hey, let's have a seat. Take a chair.
First up, in the letter, are you sure?
Very sure.
So where's the rest?
Well, still waiting. Hopefully they'll be here in a few minutes.
Do you really think we have the ability to deal with this?
We'll have to, or else this country's wiped.
No shit. So as I walk in, I just pull out my phone and I send a quick text message.
Okay.
I prefer to stand, actually. You know, maybe I'll pace around for a little bit. I've just got so much nervous energy in me right now, you know, being in a new place, so much to explore, potential threats everywhere, as you say. What can I do to let some of this energy out? Is there somewhere I can kind of like go for a sec, or do I have to stay here?
Well, everyone's coming soon, so
Yeah,
I mean,
soon.
if you'd like, I can have one of the ghouls bring in a punching bag.
Yeah, that'd be great, actually.
Okay.
Awesome.
Would you like a live one or like just?
Yeah, I mean, one of the local wildlife maybe could be. No. I'm against animal cruelty. But yeah, a punching bag would be awesome.
I'm sure Squizzy will be here soon.
Ah, you're right. I'll wait.
Speaking of Squeezy, the Prince of Melbourne shows up finally, entering this room.
I mean, I walk through the doors. Not dressed in my traveling clothes anymore. Well, the shirt's the same, but I am in a full tux. I know the importance of this meeting, so I'm not going to dress down for it. That would be insane and ridiculous.
Squizzy, you look
Florence,
very dressed up for such a interesting occasion.
you know, it's always got to have a little element of to do, but we're going to have some fun, I'm sure, but at the same time, some serious shit we got to talk about.
Yeah. What is
Hey,
that
bud.
again?
How are you, mate?
I see you've already taken a seat.
No point waiting around.
You didn't want to wait for our other friend to arrive?
What, you?
Not me. Of course not me. And I wouldn't describe us as that, but
I thought we were best mates.
let's talk in a little.
I'll invite you up to Albury sometime.
Yeah.
And finally, the last person arrives. Unexpected, especially since this is supposed to be a meeting for all sect leaders. Yet, we see Isadora, the Toreador Primogen, walk through the doors.
Isadora.
My prince, how
What
to
is-
find you today?
A little surprised right now.
That's fair. Surprised in a happy way to see me though, right?
Always. I'll look at Victoria.
Victoria?
Good evening.
Vic, I thought it was supposed to be just the leaders, and you did say there was a surprise guest.
This is just supposed to be leaders.
Yeah, I understand why I'm here. I understand why Florence is here. Hell, I even understand why you're here.
Well, thank you.
Why the fuck are you here?
Surprise! I'm here.
I'm not that much against it.
Of course you wouldn't be. I understand
Shit.
that. Scales are tipping pretty far, Vic. You want to explain what's going on?
I think the scales is quite balanced, Isadora, if you will.
Oh, right now? Very well. I guess it's time. Well, Isadora is resplendently dressed in white. But then, suddenly... Very well then, let me introduce my real self. I am Imara, the Archbishop of the Sabbat.
Everyone,
Arrernte.
What the fuck, Vic?
Who is that?
everyone on this table would know, at least from knowledge, that there is one extremely elusive leader of the Sabbat Pax that has been causing mayhem within each and every one of your domains. Yet, you never managed to pin down the leader. Until now.
Mad respect.
Thank you.
You've been fucking with our clans the whole year, and I'm loving it.
Interesting.
I welcome it. Yeah. Yeah.
I admire your work too.
Thank you. Maybe we can work together sometime.
Oh, I would enjoy that.
I think we're intended to work together right fucking now, but
That would be fucking great.
Ugh, not before I have a dart.
how
And
are you all so fucking happy about this? I didn't know any of this bullshit.
No, would you mean?
Why wasn't I told, Vic?
I only recently also just found out.
It's my job for you not to know, darling. Don't be so surprised.
Some hairy shit.
I know I've been growing it for a while.
Not literal.
Can I borrow some?
Oof, you might need a lot more than I have.
Fuck.
Well, since I guess all the leaders are here, quite fewer than I expected.
Would have been great if there was more.
Well, Australia is 90% just the desert. I doubt that there's a leader out there in the desert.
Well, if Adelaide sorted their shit out.
I was going to say, where is Adelaide?
They're busy with their war right now. I doubt that they'll have time to actually get their heads out of their asses to come here.
Well, it makes me a bit happier that at least Brisbane's here.
I think we have more important things to talk about than your petty squabbles.
Yes.
Indeed.
The reason why I called for this meeting is the the threat of the Second Inquisition from outside of Australia. Some of my sources have mentioned the fact that the Americans are trying to infiltrate Australia to...
Yankees.
Yes, unfortunately. As always, try to infiltrate Australia and regain control of Australia because they don't seem to think that the Australian counterpart of the Second Inquisition is doing their jobs properly.
I think they're doing fine, actually.
Well, of course you would think that.
Florence seems very surprised at what you're saying, and she's also just taken a crumpled piece of paper out of her pocket and she's starting to roll it up into like a cigarette. And as she does that, she's like listening to what you say and she's like, Second Inquisition? Yanks? Oh my god! I should have read this! I understand now! This is fucked! We gotta do something about this! We can't just sit by. Why are we all fucking around? Let's hurry up. What are we gonna do?
As you say that, there's a knock on the door and a young looking person, like a young, let's say 21-year-old young lady just opens the door and says, there's a motorbike in the foyer. Do you want us to park it or...
I highly recommend you don't fucking touch it.
I like to keep it close. Can it stay in the foyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, bring it in here. Even better. That'd be great.
No, please.
You don't need to do that. It can stay out, Florence.
Yeah. It can stay up. Yeah. No, that's
Actually,
true.
you might want to give it a good wash.
Wash. Nah. That's capitalist.
Okay. And as the door slowly closes, you can see Victoria just...
So, back to this Inquisition. My prince, wasn't this your one job to keep them in check?
I've kept the Aussie ones in check.
Don't you think all of them are important?
With them mobilising, it's a bit fucking hard.
Well, it was your one fucking job.
It's all our fucking jobs.
No, it's been your job for this whole time.
I've been dealing with that muppet down there.
I'm starting to like you a little bit more.
It's not your job to deal with him. He has his own job. And now we're all reaping the benefits of your failure. Thanks for that, Prince.
I've been trying to get us all to fucking be on the same page.
You have. But I'm just saying, this was your job to prevent this catastrophe.
Amara, I don't know why you're surprised. You can't trust a snake.
Don't make me call in favours.
Ooh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So Vienna. That shit's going to happen here too, right? We've got to stop it now. Yeah, you fucked up.
Yep.
And now we've got to clean it up.
We all got to clean it up
Yeah,
together.
we all do.
Do you know who the fuck was sleeping in Vienna?
Who was sleeping in Vienna?
Well, I've heard it was the Tremere antediluvian. It was in torpor.
It's a fucking myth. It's a myth.
When you've been around as long as I have, you start believing these fucking myths.
The antediluvian are not a myth. And you'd be very naive to think so. Or young. Possibly both.
I remember when he was still fucking mortal.
What was it, 1993?
I think it was like 21, 27, something like that.
Anyway, how do you know it's not a myth? You've seen them?
I've seen Powerful Enough.
Not you. Amara.
Storyteller. How do I know it's not a myth?
Well, antediluvians are, the
My
thing-
bane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been trying to hunt them.
Do I have any, evidence or...
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
At least you have evidence. It's just that you haven't actually seen any in Australia.
Okay.
If that makes sense. That makes sense.
My dear Prince of Melbourne, there are signs, perhaps not in this rather youthful country, but in Europe, in the ancients, there's clear evidence that they exist. Otherwise, why would I spend all of my precious time trying to thwart them, trying to destroy them, trying to give them what they deserve? I have much better things to do with my time otherwise. Like fuck around with all yous, I guess.
I know someone who would love to meet you.
Oh? They like my autograph?
No, they'd probably want to work with you.
Oh. Well, do tell me more later. But I would like to note, the Second Inquisition isn't our only and biggest threat. It's the Thin Bloods.
Like
Yeah.
the Dustborns, the failed the failed experiments.
Well, they're failing so hard that they're now creating more failures on a mass scale. They are disseminating party drugs made of their own blood, and they are creating wretched half vampires, disgusting spawn, that eat food and don't have fangs. But most importantly, they are exponentially growing, and they are a purge on our kind.
Well, I guess Sydney has to thank you for that. You took care of them for me, didn't you?
Well, did I? I did my job. Imminent threats are important. I'm sure we can deal with a sleeping god later. Let's fix your mess.
Sorry, are you talking to me?
No, to Sarrasine.
Okay.
Let's fix your mess first. We can worry about Thin Bloods later. For now, looming threat.
I love how I just said this is more important, and you didn't hear a word I said.
No, of course not. Threats for now is our fucking country burning.
Threats don't happen in isolation. We need to deal with both, and they need to take both seriously. But as I said, this one is more imminent. It's already happening. This is the COVID of vampires. Do you want to just take the Liberal Party line and just ignore it? We should quarantine now.
Okay, so what would you have us do?
Yeah, there's no way. Is there like a way for us to actually find out who's a Dustborn?
Do I know of a way, storyteller?
Not a lot. Because some of them can actually just camouflage as humans. Because some of them have lifelike abilities. They look human, they look so human that they can eat food. Well, there would be one, which is to go through the drug channels and chase it up.
How about some of our more prophetic magic users? Would they perhaps be able to sense them?
No.
No. Okay.
Because some of them have the same signature as vampires. So they can be pretending.
What about the ones that can smell extraordinarily well? Could they smell the difference, perhaps?
I'd say on occasions, yes.
Okay. Thanks, storyteller. It's a very complicated thing, as they are difficult to detect. Which is why we should all work together to try and find and enhance our ways of detecting them. We should explore the drug trades. That's where they seem to be spreading the most. And there might be kin among us, or maybe not in this room, who have particular abilities that might be able to smell them.
Okay.
So it's not impossible. And I'm sure that with the combined resources in this room, we can do great things together.
So we can... How do we root out this problem? You say that they can just grow exponentially. Is it just the drug channels? Have you noticed anything within your own domains?
I haven't seen anything, to be honest.
Well, your domains all have your own drug trades.
Yeah, of course.
Nothing? No sudden surgence of... What were you saying?
Thin
Like
bloods, like.
blood drugs? Like,
Sorry?
is it like blood drugs or...
I think so. Like levitating potions of their own blood.
Whatever.
Well, there's like rumors, but you know, it's like drug people. It's just like maybe they're just high.
I mean, like, maybe rumor. Maybe. But that's all it is. New drugs come out all the time.
Nothing in
But-
Perth.
Would I know about that? I feel like it's a pretty like my clan would be partying a lot and doing a lot of drugs. Like I
Yeah.
feel like
There's like an insurgence of
Yeah.
like better drugs that came out
yeah.
recently.
I mean like people are always experimenting with things, but I guess there's been a few more bodies on the side of the road lately, if you know what I mean, around our area, but I didn't think anything of it. I thought, fuck it, they're having a good time, living autonomously. But, you know, maybe I could sniff them out a little bit next time I'm at home.
That would have my gratitude. One can only ponder what would happen if these drugs somehow reached a mass production center disseminated into food or water lines. Can you imagine how prolific it would be then? It would be unstoppable.
So you're talking about full organization. That's what these thin bloods are doing.
Well, who's behind it? Do you know anything about that?
Storyteller, do I know anything?
No.
I
So
don't.
you've got rumors. You don't have any concrete evidence.
Now, what if it's hand in hand? The reason why Americans are sniffing is because of this thin bloods. It could also be a thing. If they can walk, they can eat food.
So you mean to tell us that there's a possibility that there's thin blood, SI, walking around, sleepers?
Possibly. It's not unheard of that those halflings work with the narcs, as they say.
And just a thought. What happens, we don't know yet, if a vampire were to feed upon one, such a person? Would they be infected?
I'll try it.
I highly
Don't
recommend
know if
find
you
a
want to
little muffin
poison your
fillet.
cattle.
Would
You don't know me. You don't know what I want, what I don't
you
want.
risk diluting your blood with...
Just find
Theirs?
a little guinea pig for it. It'll be fine. And then you can just rip their fucking head off.
Sounds pretty good.
I mean, you'd have to find one first.
There's plenty floating around.
I don't know. I don't think they're native. Guinea pigs, are they?
I don't mean guinea pigs. I mean thin blood. You'd have to find a fucking thin blood first. That's the half the issue, right? We can't fucking find them.
Are we talking about thin bloods or guinea pigs? Which one are we trying to fight? All right, that's right. Thin bloods.
Hi.
Maybe.
Probably.
On a scale of 1 to...
I'm fucked up.
Why would I tell you even if I was?
I was just curious.
You want some? Nah, you can't have any, sorry.
Wow, such a renege so quickly.
I've heard you're kind of very feared overseas.
That is true.
Why not here in Australia? You seem very friendly and approachable.
We're keeping a low profile at the moment.
Why?
It's a very small population here. But also, why would I tell you, as you say?
Oh, I'm just curious, you know. I haven't seen you around. You're all coming in different costume and being like, boom, I'm a something else. I'm just curious, you know. It's kind of like unexpected. It feels a little bit suspicious.
We are the spat. We don't need to explain ourselves to anyone.
Yeah, okay.
Or present ourselves.
But you asked for my help in your quest against the Thin Bloods.
Your help...
And I'm willing to help, but I'm just
Matter
asking a
that-
few questions so I know who and what I'm helping.
We have a lot in common, you and I.
Well, I would know if you would tell me a little more about yourself.
Well, we care about anarchy. But mostly individual choice. I wonder if some might call us the libertarians of the vampire world. Nonetheless, we are not interested in petty squabbles like the princes are. We care about a higher picture, and this is a common threat for all of us.
You
This
should
is a
know
great
more
episode.
you should know more about what I'm actually after.
In regards to,
I don't really give two shits about the Camarilla.
I know you don't. And truthfully, I actually do appreciate that you have been trying to genuinely pull that group of squatty rats together.
Squatty rat, Sarrasine. Squatty
Do you want to come squash
rats.
them for me?
Pardon?
Do you want to come squash them for me?
Yeah, my pleasure. What are we all doing? I'm fucking bored. Let's fight or something.
Which,
First
No,
off, what are we gonna
I
do
get
about
on with
this?
this, or I'm going to go get my hog and go for a fucking ride. Bloody, 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 bloody. Diplomacy, thin bloods, questing, la, Victoria Hardestad. We're here for the Inquisition. What the fuck are we all doing right now?
Do you not know what they can do?
we are planning.
Oh, this is hardly a plan.
Oh, this is why the anarchs are left in Western Australia, far away from the rest of the world.
Yeah, it should be its own freaking country.
I resent that,
I mean, you do have a.
but I accept your authority and autonomy to have an opinion about me.
Thank you.
I disagree, though.
I mean, you're right though.
I know I'm right. I'm always
No.
fucking right.
You're right. We don't have a plan yet.
I know. I'm only pointing out the obvious here.
Thanks for that, Captain.
Okay, let's discuss the plan then. How do we mitigate this threat, Vittoria? Also, storyteller, sorry, could you remind me what Vittoria's role is in this?
Oh, Victoria is a Ventru that doesn't exactly have, or part of a sect within Australia. However, she does have a lot of pull within the Ventru community and called upon this neutral convention of sorts to sort out this issue within Australia because she's going to be living here with her child, well, adopted child, but... And if this country's gone, then... Oh, that means that the Second Inquisition is just gonna move on to other countries, and it's gonna be annoying since we already have Second Inquisition here in Australia. Like, why? Why do they need to even dabble or like intervene?
Probably because the Australian Second Inquisition are happy to just let us be and coexist.
Yeah, but that's the Second Inquisition's choice within here, Society of St. Leopold's choice to try and coexist within Australia. But why does the Americans, like, it's not their country.
It's a really good
Americans are
question.
doing what Americans do.
What, interfere with other people's countries, politics?
Pretty much. Go in there, bomb the shit out of it.
It would,
Democracy, and then fuck off.
that's fair. It would behoove us, though, to understand what precipitated this sudden interest and for it to suddenly escalate to they're coming. Does anyone know?
I don't know, but we need to take it seriously.
That's why we're here.
It's got nothing to do with what we spoke about before with old mate's friends, is it? Because that was some
How very
I'm hearing some
specific,
wild
really.
bullshit over the last couple of hours.
What the fuck do we
Antediluvians.
do now?
Oh, it's the timeline thing.
3 months and 800 years.
Yes, there's
You don't know about this shit, do you? Your coterie. You got some wild stories.
I heard fragments, but do you care to
Yeah.
share?
I've heard a little bit. And I got the idea that the one that was saying something about 800 years or some shit, but
what's their name? Like Soul?
something like that. I got the feeling that he really did not like me.
Yeah, no.
I kind of found it
didn't.
entertaining.
Actually, Florence, they have the same like hair color as you.
Hmm?
Yeah. I
yeah.
thought like they were anarch, but are they under you, Sarrasine?
Sorry?
Are they under you? Soul?
No.
Like,
I don't know who the fuck they are.
so they're not Camarilla.
No.
Do you know
Nice.
any anarchs with the same hair color as you?
Look very similar.
Yeah.
Do I?
They got the same attitude as you,
Hey,
but less.
watch your mouth.
That's the part I like about you.
Oh,
Except for the fact that you want to put a knife in my back like every fucker.
yeah, well, that's everyone I meet, so. No, I don't think so, but I like the sound of their hair. I mean, same hair color as me, that's pretty unusual. Maybe they idolize me or something.
Then you must know who the hell they are.
Nah, I got heaps of fans.
I mean, they did say they were living in a cave for 800 years, so
A cave.
Wow. That's cool.
I mean, yeah.
Imagine being able to escape capitalism like that and just like subsist on your own terms. That's the dream, isn't it, really? Fucking yeah.
They said it wasn't much of a dream, to be honest.
Yeah, well, dream implies that you want to accumulate wealth, doesn't it? And we don't do
Yes.
that because that's fucked.
Look, if there's any weight to this story, 3 months, 800 years, and different timelines and splitting and
It's a fucking contradiction. 3 months, 800 years. What the fuck?
yeah, it is. Oh, that's why it was really fucking interesting.
Perhaps we should ask them.
Yeah, we could.
Don't you have a little bit of a sway over them?
I have their phone number.
You have their number.
Yes.
All right. So you know them.
Yes. We met them.
We met them, that's about it.
I've
Why do you think they're out here? With my coterie.
Okay. So
And my child.
Yeah.
So that's. They're in an event right now. I doubt that we'll be able to reach them, but do you think that they're the cause of this whole thing?
If so, it's your fault again.
If so, Charlie's gonna fucking cop it. He knows better than this.
I'm just worried about Delilah. Fuck. I sent her out there with that.
Didn't you go with them?
I had to start this meeting. I didn't want to concern.
Did they do anything up until then that could have caused this?
I mean, they bombed the shit out of
The fuck?
the casino.
The fuck?
your coterie.
You're yes. I'm not sure if it was them, but the casino has been bombed. They came from there, and then they started talking about timelines.
Once we're done here, I'm fucking calling you.
I mean, feel free to call. Like I said, I doubt that they have reception.
Fuck it, I'll send him a message now.
Yeah.
Where did they go? Like, where's the location?
In the middle of bumfuck nowhere. So it's an event called Coma. Happens once every year. Lasts for 3 days. Fays have started it, I guess. Organized it. They party
Phase?
amazingly. Yes.
Okay.
It's a good time for most young coteries to experience other creatures of the night. It's
No, I'm all down for it.
exposure in a way, but I didn't expect that they're walking into this event with what, a person who could have just started this whole crusade.
Duffer.
Soul? Is that their name? I can't
I
remember.
don't know. I just remember they just were feisty. And they weren't much fun.
Yeah, they just kept talking
Oh,
about
how's Maxie doing? I remember them being all over me.
place. I don't really give a shit about Regina's little
That's the
dog.
part that's got me confused. Never met them before and they're already ready to fucking jump on me.
The Inquisition is coming. Can you stop your vanity for one moment?
Trying to figure out why the fuck this has
And
happened.
Regina's not going to be the reason why. Whatever the reason is, we really need to start gathering information. We need to discover where they're coming, how they're coming, who they're
Don't have
sending.
enough strength.
Well, at least let's put away like our differences. Okay, we're not like different domains, different sect, but at least one.
We need to unite. We don't have enough power as it is, even if we unite.
There's
agree
very
with
I've
few
seen
of
what
us.
they can do.
I agree with this.
What's in it for me?
Not annihilation.
Not annihilation, but annihilation sounds so good though. Yes, but I am willing to help in exchange for a few things. Perhaps. Maybe. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Enlighten us.
Well, I am looking for a kindred that is locked up in Sydney by the name of Sam Paul. I believe you know something about this.
Me?
Yeah. I could be willing to help if maybe...
No, that would be
That would be
Sarrasine.
Sarracine's territory.
Oh,
Sydney.
Storyteller, what do I know
Sorry.
about this then?
Well, an anarch causing mess. Well, didn't follow the proper traditions. Sheriff Leah had
Oh, fuck,
locked him
okay.
away.
So Leah locked him up.
They're in torpor right now.
Did Leah know that they were for the Baron?
Yeah, but Leah doesn't give a shit about the anarchs. They broke the rules.
I'll deal with it. Leah likes to sometimes push my buttons.
well, consider...
And the fact that they knew that they were working for you, they could have actually brought them to me. And I could have dealt with it. Personally.
Well, now's your chance.
I will.
And in exchange, maybe I can negotiate.
Where exactly in bumfuck nowhere? You got coordinates, GPS, anything to...
So
Because this could be a thing if they're not completely insane.
there's a bus in the CBD. It's... You won't miss it. It's very pink. And there's Hello Kitty on the side. I don't know if you know what Hello Kitty is, old man, but
Even I know who the hell they are.
So pink.
yes, very pink. Go through the doors, get into the bus, takes you straight there. Why? You want to attend?
Look, if we're going to find out if this is one way or the other leading to what's happening here on a grand scale, you want information. Plus, sounds like a good time.
Well,
I personally think we need to just
can we...
drop this whole fucking sex and just unite.
Can we just... One at a time.
All right.
Second Inquisition. Can we get the Australians at least on board with us?
Oh, I'm on board with fucking these guys off.
Like both? Like the Australian and the Americans?
I think we can work with the Australians.
Why would the Australians want to work with us now?
They've been willing to work with us.
But now their bosses are coming in. Things have changed. Did they even tell you about it? Like,
Do they even know?
they must know.
Well,
Maybe they've been playing you.
Inquisition
maybe
doesn't like to work together, full stop. That's how we've been able to deal with them.
What if things have changed with them?
If things are changing, we're all fucked. It doesn't matter what we do.
Well, I would rather try something than just
we
give
need
up.
to get more. We need to open the country to allow all kindred in.
Open. Are you open?
Be independent.
Did you not hear Thin Bloods and SI
Thin
being
Bloods
the
don't
same
count.
thing?
Thin Bloods don't count as kindred. They can fuck off.
I mean, they are I would beg to differ. If they can pass as humans, if we can get thin bloods on our side, maybe they can fuck off with the Second Inquisition. Make them deal.
But since when can we trust them?
Yeah, that's the problem.
If we allow Sabat, we allow... Fuck, we can even allow the Kuei-jin in.
The fucking Kuei-jins are...
They're already in fucking Adelaide, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, but... Well, they're not exactly trusting.
No, the Green Court cannot be trusted.
The Kuei-jins are very... secular?
Don't we have something that they want that we could offer them in exchange?
Domains. That's the reason why Adelaide's right now is pretty fucking busy.
Well, could we do something with that? To gain their alliance, even if only temporarily?
You could give him Albury.
Yeah, give them Aubrey.
I only got...
I'm sorry.
fuck
Petty
you.
squabbles aside. Look, opening is probably not the best idea, considering we haven't locked our shit down yet here, right?
But the Camarille's not fucking doing much to help out, are they? Are they
So-
willing to come in and help?
Look,
No.
you said you know Kindred who might be able to spot these fucks, right? So we use them, and we filter down. We lock our shit down. Root out the weeds. Is that a fucking thing we can do? You want to work together? Let's fucking work together.
All right, let's give it a try.
So instead of opening up, we're locking down.
Let's lock this shit down.
It's interesting because it's an interesting notion. Could the Thin Bloods help us? What's in it for them? They might want recognition. Who knows what they want? It's probably food and money. I don't know.
Or it's just recognition.
Yeah, you want to recognize Thin
Someone,
Bloods.
like, they don't even have teeth to drink.
What do they use? Straws?
I don't know. Epic.
Sippy cups?
We could, I don't know, invite them to a meeting to recognize them, get them to invite all of their Thin Blood friends, celebration, big party, welcoming them into the world of vampires officially, and then we kill him.
I do like that.
Yeah.
Great. And when do we kill the Inquisition part? Although I get you. I truly understand.
Oh, I've got it. Okay. We make them kill the Inquisition.
Like what Vittoria said like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. But like as a way to prove themselves.
As a test.
And then we kill them after they've killed the Inquisition. Yeah, it's a test, exactly. Good idea.
Let them both wipe each other out.
It wasn't my idea. She said it. I just repeated it.
I'm not
Victoria already said
confident that
it.
the Thin Bloods can take on the Inquisition.
I doubt it.
Just to put that out there.
I doubt that they'll be able to, but
Or they could be bait.
at least they're meat fodder, meat shields.
Yeah, meat shields.
Human
Exactly.
shield.
But, you know, they want to prove themselves and they reckon they're real vampires. So I say, why not? Let them have their chance.
I
Let them
can't
have their
even keep a
shot.
straight face when you call them a real vampire. What the fuck?
Yeah, I do like it when you look so pissed off.
Storyteller,
Yeah.
may I text Sol this hilarious message?
Yeah.
Did you cause the Second Inquisition to come?
What do you say?
No
Hey.
reply.
No reception. Yeah.
Not surprising.
My message to Charlie is, casino bombed, what the fuck?
Sorry, I would like to amend mine from America.
From America.
Yep. Okay.
Asterisk at the top.
Yeah.
From America.
2 question marks, annoyed face emoji.
Okay, so text messages has been sent.
Florence is looking around the room at everyone on their phones and decides to get up and explore the room. What can she see?
Oh, it is quite boring considering the room is one of those corporate meeting rooms.
Oh.
There is a wall full of vintage books.
Is there like a plant anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a snake plant at one corner, but
Yeah.
it's probably just there for decoration. Quite sad, really.
But it's like big enough to maybe like conceal something.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I conceal half my body behind it, and I reach into my pocket and I pull out a bottle of spray paint and I start discreetly tagging the walls. Florence, paint, was here.
Everyone can hear this in the room. Can
Florence.
smell the paint as well.
Smells so good.
Are you done?
No, Squizzy is shithead.
Lovely.
I know. I thought you'd like that one.
Real good.
Fucking great. Yep.
This is why, once again, you're in the western side of Australia.
What do the books say? Anything good?
No, it's encyclopedia, finance.
I'll pick it out. Pick it out. Start rifling through it. Drop it on the floor. Making a lot of
Do you have
noise.
any resources or armies, or is this just what you'll do?
This is basically up to the people what they do. I don't tell them to do anything. So whether or not they're
Anything.
an army or an individual is really up to like them at the time.
So you don't give them any direction.
I make suggestions out loud into the world, and if they're followed, well, that has nothing to do with me.
Do you have the ability to get them to listen to you?
That's
Mobilize them.
that's really subjective, you know. Whether or not they're listening to me in that moment, or they're ignoring me, or they're taking drugs, I couldn't tell you.
Can you mobilize them?
I could mobilize them potentially. I could tell them to move, or maybe say where I wanted them to go, but I can't guarantee that they would follow that.
So no.
Their autonomy is completely their own.
You need to mobilize them.
I don't need to do anything.
Are you sure?
Well, I could be convinced to say some things out loud into the universe for the right price. All right, no, you know what? I get it. I'm an Anak. I'm being unreasonable. I can see it in your eyes. I could help you, possibly. What is it you'd like me to do? Do I have any resources that I can use?
Yeah.
What do I
5
have?
lots of resources.
Like,
You have a lot of money.
You got bank.
okay, what kind of stuff could I do with that? Can you give me some?
I mean,
More
you can
info.
mobilize human troops if
Fire station
needed.
house.
Of course, you can make suggestions to your sect, to your people, but it's up to them. You can try and spin it as it's like a revolutionary thing. Like, oh, these are narcs, these are police, they're bad,
Yeah.
trying to get rid of us kind of deal when we're like living in peace.
Okay. So Sarrasine, what kind of thing are you thinking?
We need to unite as an army.
We're already doing that, but we need action now to see what we can actually do, right?
We need to find out what the fuck's going on.
Well, we know what's going on. They're coming. So we find...
Where are they coming from?
Exactly, right? So we root them out. We're talking SI now, right? Not just thin bloods. We're talking SI. So we root them out. How do they get SI in, right?
How about me and you get to our contacts in the SI Australia and see if they can figure out what the fuck's going on? Maybe we strong arm them.
We have to assume they know fucking nothing. Because whatever they've told us so far, we know it can't be trusted. We haven't been told that the Yanks were coming. We know that now. So we have to assume that they are either working by themselves for their own motives or they don't fucking know anything. Right?
They don't.
So what do? We root them out. We preemptive strike and stop whatever their recruitment process is so we can dwindle their numbers here. That's what we can do now.
Airports.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which one?
We need
The
to-
two biggest
That's good.
airports is Sydney and Melbourne.
Thank you for stating the obvious.
Bustleton has an airport now. Don't forget about Bustleton.
Biggest.
busiest, most
the
important.
We need all the airports under surveillance. We need
Yeah,
all
they
the
gonna
and
use
airports.
military
if
bases.
I'm correct, Bustleton is one of all the airports.
What?
Sarrasine.
And look, you're right. They do have military assets, which would necessitate military bases.
That means Darwin.
Less one.
Darwin would be probably the best bet to come in.
The ports of Darwin?
No, the military air base.
Fuck me.
What about Bustleton? No one would suspect them.
So we've
I
got
mean,
to
it's brand new.
lock down Bustleton first. We all agree. Most important, lock down Bustleton. Cool.
I mean,
Excellent.
it's
Let's
a
move on.
covert
Now,
location.
yeah, we know.
Nobody would suspect if they were coming in through Bustleton.
Fuck me. If it
And FYI, you have to fly in through Perth from America.
I don't think the Americans know what Perth even is.
Well, that's just fucking rude.
Half of Australia doesn't.
That's just fucking rude.
So-
because everybody knows where's Aubrey.
Ports, docks, airports, all the major trans lines. We need to survey them, and obviously they're going to need to be shipping their weapons in as well.
So
Victoria can take care
covert
of the
first.
ports.
Are we doing covert first
Yeah.
or are we just striking? 'Cause-
We have no one to strike right now.
Exactly. Good
Well,
point.
I've got independent groupings of crust punks that live under bridges in the area. And I think I could...
Good choice of word.
Any assets?
Are you fucking mocking my crust punk mates?
Crust punks.
We would never
Oh my
dare do that.
God.
Oh, I fucking rescind the offer then.
Sorry, it's just their name is ludicrous, and the very evocative visual images of what they could look like. I'm imagining clowns with pies.
Well, imagine if someone put on a pair of jeans when they were 15 and never took them off again. And they went swimming in them, they showered in them for years.
The aerial nausea damage.
That's basically what they're like.
Well, it would have.
That's because the jeans have formed a crust layer.
That's just ruined my structure for the entire night.
But there's still there's still resources.
Great.
And this is
And
your-
no one suspects them. So what I'm suggesting, if you don't
No one wanna
fucking
go near
mind,
them, so that would be fucking
exactly. They're
Yanks will
excellent
never see it
spies.
coming.
Would you or would you not like my crust punk spies to help find
great.
out where the SIs are coming in or not? Yes or no? This is your last fucking chance.
We would love your crust punk spies. I'm sure. No one will smell them coming. So,
Just hope they wear enough cologne.
They're from Cologne originally.
holy moly.
Colon or cologne?
Actually, I think most of them are from Berlin, but that's all right. They're Australian now.
Fair enough.
You know, maybe your crust punks would be great against the thin bloods.
Actually, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're mostly buyers of whatever thing this is.
If they can buy a bunch of drugs and use those resources, and then we can start testing those drugs to try and find who has the leads, and we can backtrace where the roots of the source are coming from.
Well, anyway, bloody, bloody, blah. You're all talking about airports, but we can
So
do that.
do you agree to that
Um,
plan? That was
I
just
don't
a
know. I
plan?
feel somewhat offended by your reaction.
I've just never heard the term crust punks before. Forgive me, my ignorance.
Oh, sorry, Your Majesty.
You are forgiven. Yeah, no, great, wonderful. That would be really good if we could start tracking the sources of the thin bloods.
The problem with this is the
crust
fact
punks.
that trying to find Second Inquisition members coming through the ports or the airports quite hard. A lot of Americans love to visit Australia for, the experience. Like, do we start
Can
screening
we just
each
get the
and every
Tremere to
single
fuck
one?
with their heads?
Could also be a thing. There's very few of them with what's the true fate. It's very, very few of them. So unless one of them comes through, we won't know. And if they're trying to source their weapons in Australia itself, that's going to be a problem.
I don't think they would source them. I think they would just bring them.
What would happen if we
Just
just...
the gangster, yo, can you sort out your arms dealers?
Yeah.
I could talk to him. Sure. Yeah, I can sort that.
Tighten the ship.
Yeah. Everything on my side will be fucking locked down. Everything.
Are you sure you still got control of that, Squiz?
Melbourne's fine.
Are you sure? I've heard rumours on the wind that may not be the case anymore.
Oh?
Yeah, that's right.
What have you heard?
Well, I wouldn't want to say in present company just in case, you know.
I mean, you've already said it, so come on.
One.
We're all meant to be buddies right now. Like,
You're right. And since we are here in the spirit of collaboration, I should just say that one Lorna McIntyre I heard was fucking with your jizz.
Oh, we already. All right.
Did you, Squiz?
Cool.
So how much help can you actually provide, given that the situation at hand doesn't seem to be in your favour?
That one's already being taken care of.
Oh, yeah?
Or it will be soon.
That's not what I heard.
It'll be locked down.
My crust punks give good intel, you see.
Well, I certainly didn't smell them coming, which is bad for me. But look, it's locked down. That's just going to be taken care of. There's plans in the works.
Why don't you share the situation with our friends over there so we're all on the same page?
maybe I could help.
I think you've done enough.
Can't do enough.
Task at hand. I've said my shit's locked down. It's going to be locked down.
I'm just concerned that, you know, you're promising things that you may not be able to deliver. And since we are in such a mission critical situation, I just want to make sure that everything is promised can be delivered.
And it can be.
All right. So what's the deal with Lorna then?
Maybe you should ask him.
What would we know anything about? Do we know anything further about that we can share?
No.
Okay.
Speaking of promises, what is it that you are promising?
As in, my resources to lock military bases down.
Awesome. What else?
Look,
Let's just share our plans.
I've got some government contacts. We can look into the screening, who and what and where they're being recruited from. Would we know how they get recruited?
Well, we know the Australian way of their recruitment. We don't know how the Yanks are going to try to do it. But we can maybe ask our American counterparts if they have any ideas. I can make some calls.
Please do.
International contacts would be really good if we're going to try and get any recon on this.
It's a good call. Now we're starting to form a plan. This is good work, everyone.
I fucking hate
going.
plans.
Storyteller,
Think
do
of
we
it
have
as
anyone
a,
in Canberra?
Yes. But they didn't show up.
That certain one that I overthrew? Is
Didn't
it
show
him
up.
or not?
Hmm?
Is it the one that I overthrew, or
Yeah.
because he still talks to it? In this scenario, does Wid still talk to? Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, I'll message someone to speak to a contact in Canberra to see if he can get into the government and sort some shit out there and suss some shit out.
Okay, which kind of databases would we be looking at?
I'll see what he can get. He doesn't like me, so I'll get someone else to deal with him.
Of course, no one fucking likes you.
Everyone loves me.
All right, so failing that, do we have a contingency to get anyone in Canberra, any international
only one
stuff? There's only one. All right.
Storyteller, do I have international contacts?
Yes. Mostly in London. Oh, well, not London. Germany, rather.
Okay, that's a good start. That's closer to Vienna. I have some contacts.
Where?
Germany.
Is that going to help with the States?
They might know something about Inter SI.
All right. maybe that's something we can use.
I think we should all try and scour all of our international contacts.
But wouldn't that like open Australia for like, we're showing the fact that we're vulnerable right now?
Well, we are.
I can ask some people from the States, see what they know about the Second Inquisition thing.
Please do.
Can you do it now? Because I'm fucking running out of time here.
Well, it's currently daytime over there, so I'll have to.
So they'll be awake. Great.
No, they'll be sleepy.
What time is it? It's 2 o'clock in San Francisco when it's 9 a.m. here. Just saying.
I'm amazed that you know that.
Well, I work with San Francisco.
I'm very
Oh, wait, I have some contacts
You have some.
in San Francisco.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, they're a little on the rough side, but I'm sure they could help out.
Are they Crust Brigade as well, or
No, they're only Australian and European. They don't have crust punks over there. They've got
they must be
other
standard
types
up,
of things.
I guess.
Yeah,
Just know how to bathe.
they don't, but that's all right.
That's
We don't
great.
judge.
That's helpful. I think we should also talk about protection. What are the key points to protect?
Okay.
Military strategic plans.
Yep.
What armies do you have, my prince?
Sorry.
What armies do you have? Oh wait, I already know. But
Yeah,
tell me
you
just
know.
in case I don't.
What armies do I have?
You've got your court.
I've
You can
got my
mobilize
street
your
gangs.
court.
That's about it. I've got street gangs. That's about it at the moment. I've got some contacts here and there, but one of them really doesn't like me.
We should have enough money to
Oh, we've got plenty of money.
to requisition mercenary groups as a fallback.
What if we... All right. We've got resources, right? And people can be bought. We're worried about safety. We've got to sleep. They don't necessarily have to. They might be a bit shit after a couple of days, but we're talking round the clock surveillance. We're talking round the clock safety. So we need not just us, but food
Yes.
to be working for us, right? Not everyone can be ghouled.
I don't want to be a sitting duck just waiting to be attacked. Like, is there some way that we can, figure out who they are or attack first or prevent them from getting close to us? Like, why do we just have to wait? How do we know? Does anyone have any information about how to spot these supposed Second Inquisitioners?
I mean, unless they're in full gear,
Yeah.
it's quite hard. They're hard to distinguish from a normal human.
Well, don't you think it's kind of dangerous, all of us being here at once then?
Some of them are a bit robotic, though.
It just seems like a really dumb idea.
This location's
Like some
locked
kind of
down, isn't
target.
it, Vic?
Yeah, like maybe we should make sure in future that we don't get together like this.
I actually think the Baron has been most prescient.
Been most prescient.
Do you even know what that means?
Of course I fucking know. I've got a PhD.
In
Language.
which language?
English.
Oh, very good.
Speaking of transport, I also have some control over the rail systems. If that would come in handy. I figure I don't really know how that would help, but I'm just putting it
You're
out
the
there.
one that has control over it. I've been trying to fucking buy
Fright
it out
is
at
helpful.
Albury.
Being frightened of them?
No, as in rail fright.
Yes, we could scare them with
Right?
trains.
Right.
Trains
They start
rushing
to
through
mutter.
tunnels, coming towards you at odd angles, on the tracks, tied down. Yeah, that's pretty scary. We could
Start
definitely
to
fend them
mutter
off.
Latin about freights and frights.
Yeah, so I could carry drugs in my trains and disseminate those drugs wherever you might want them.
Our testing facilities.
Yeah. I don't know how that would tie into this larger plan, but I'm just saying, if you need them, maybe I could lend them.
Helps us move shit around.
Yeah. Yeah. What do we need to move?
Well, we need to find all your new rumored drugs first, right? So that we can find who they're coming from. That's your half-blood situation. If it's tied into SI, then we can track them, weed them out, and hopefully everything matches up. That's a big fucking hope.
Is there any chance the Thin Bloods are working with the SI?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Possibility, yes.
That's a possibility.
High possibility.
Yeah.
Fucking bastards.
Maybe they created them.
Fuck, that's a scary thought.
To destroy us.
Right.
It would be efficient.
Well,
I
that's a
admire
fucking
efficiency.
cause I'd like to rally behind.
So, preemptive strikes. We're talking covert preemptive strikes. What can we do and where do we go?
We need to create a lure, something enticing them to attack,
Like a
such as like,
yeah.
Like a room full of fucking leaders and sex,
holy shit.
right?
Wait a second.
Publicize.
This is bad.
We publicize the next one.
Just leak it, just a little bit. We don't have to be there, obviously.
I think it's a good idea. It should be in Bustleton.
Okay, Bustleton it fucking is.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
I'm not going to Bustleton.
We're not going
not
to
going.
Bustleton.
Do you spell Bustleton?
Busselton.
N?
Oh, fucking steal the punchline, why don't you? I was getting there.
I thought you're trying to hurry this up.
So, government, there's a government building or something we can use there?
No.
No.
Government buildings in Bustleton.
What? Is there a place that would be a target?
Yes, the
crack
beach.
The
A crack den. Oh, really? Really? Aubrey Wodonga, man. Right.
Before we go back into regional politics again, Victoria, what resources do you think you could help us with?
International contacts, that's for sure. I'm going to, like I said, contact my people from the other side of the world here.
And you'll take care of the ports, right?
Yes, and I'll take care of the ports.
I'm kind of
Hopefully.
curious. How did you already know who I was?
I got my sources.
That's interesting.
The spirit of sharing, of collaboration.
all friends.
Collaboration, of course.
Can you roll like insight or something? Can you try and...
What's an insight? So,
I think we're all gonna do this right now.
oh my god, the first insight check.
I can roll that. I've got a pretty good insight.
Yeah, so you add your dots of wits and insight, and that's the amount of dice you have to roll.
And take one out and swap with the red.
Yeah, take one out and swap with a red.
Plus wits, did you say?
Yep.
Cool.
And of course I've got detect lies. Does that give me a bonus? Or
Yeah, just +1.
+1?
I detect she's lying.
4 successes.
Who else is rolling?
7.
4.
Okay. So, Florence and Amara, you would know that, Victoria's kind of skirting around the truth. So she's not exactly lying, but she's just telling half-truths. Sarrasine, Victoria's up to something. Like, something. And Ventrus scheming is not always a good thing.
I think we've got a little rat amongst us.
I'm sorry?
Well, I don't quite believe what you're saying, Victoria, if that is your real
That's
name.
her real name.
That's my real name.
That is Victoria.
Sure. So how do you really know? Come on. You wouldn't want to be surrounded.
Yes, I don't want to be surrounded. No, it's the fact that the Sabbat is not as united as before.
That's fair. Can I use telepathy?
Telepathy? Yeah.
How do I do it? Sorry.
You have to roll it.
What stats is it?
So it should
Manipulation?
say, let me just check.
It just says like
Sorry.
V5.
This auspics. Okay, let's see. You have to roll 2 rouse checks.
2 what? Sorry.
2 rouse checks.
Rouse checks.
And it's a resolve plus your auspics versus I forgot. I'll give you a set difficulty since it's not after a player anyway. It's an NPC.
Okay, sorry. Just to summarize, I roll which main
So-
stat?
2 rouse checks, which means 2 d10s.
Oh, okay.
So that's the 2 red dice.
Independent of.
Oh, 2 red
roll.
dice.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Am I meant to succeed that?
No, what does it say? Both
2
blanks?
What does this mean?
That's a critical one, and that's a normal success.
Okay, so you pass both your
Hurrah!
rouse checks. You don't get hungrier trying to do this. And you roll your resolve plus however dots of auspics you have.
Critical. 3.
3.
Yeah, nah.
No.
Yeah, nah. Okay.
Try to read, let's say, Amara, you're trying to read Victoria's thoughts at this moment using your preternatural abilities. But somehow, your ability's not working. It's like she's a wall. And you've noticed this since earlier. It's like you've tried your abilities, yet nothing works.
Well, what happened?
Do you know that I've been doing this?
Do I know? Can I see that you were trying to do that?
I mean, she's staring intently. You don't know. You, can
You were
guess.
staring intently.
This is not right. You, what have you done?
Yeah, Vic, what's going on?
I'm just doing the best for us.
So what do you mean, us?
Us? Vampires.
What do you know what's best for vampires?
I
Don't
generally
you mean
don't.
kindred?
She's fucking full of shit.
I crushed my phone.
She means her kindred.
We need to fucking get out of here.
What a traitor.
You'll thank me later. Okay, party's up. Let's go.
Sorry to interrupt. Seems our invite got lost in the mail.
Hello. No, I'm not.
Thanks, come on.
I don't have one.
Wait, didn't you grab one?
I'm not going to murder people.
You're gonna
for
just
you.
let him squizzy out of this?
I guess so.
I guess that's where we will end the story for this evening. Thank you guys very much for joining us for this episode. I hope you enjoyed our very, very, very dramatic and could have been an email episode. Well, my name is Rena and I've been the storyteller for this evening.
My name is Katie and I've been Florence.
I've been Will and am Will, and also I've been playing Squizzy.
My name is Paulina and I have been playing Isadora, now Amara.
I'm Chris. I've been playing Prince Sarrasine, and I really have not enjoyed this episode.
Oh, I forgot. It's great. Yes, join us again next week for another special episode. Yeah, that has been Red Center by Night. Bye-bye.